Okay, Mr. David, we can start in now. We can start the session now. I think we have about 37 people on the call. More is joining in, I'm sure. Oh, we have about 40 now, approximately. So we can start now. Thank you.
All right, so good. Let me see. You can see me. All right, I think you can. Let me just take this down a bit. All right, can you see me, everybody? Okay, I want us to be very interactive. So this is going to be a session, but it's going to be super interactive. I'm not just going to talk. You're going to interact with me directly, right? So type in the chat, say hello in the chat. Just tell me your name, where you're connecting from in the chat. Let me do that now myself, David Brown. I am connecting from Lagos, Nigeria. All right, type in the chat, everybody. Where are you connecting from? Where are you joining us from? And I'll read it. Hi, Pelumi from Lagos. We have Daniel Akure. Daniel Akure from Lagos. Interesting. I never knew this. What Akure? That's very, very nice. Ibukun from Lagos. If I look at Lagos, is it only Lagos? Okay, I'm seeing Dan is from Abuja. That's fine. I can see Odeon from Lagos. I can see Pelumi. Okay, I've said Pelumi already. Hello, Islamia Amusat from Lagos. Luato Biloba from Lagos. Emeka from Lagos. Amaka from Lagos. The rest of us here, our name is there, but we're not really here. Are you not really here? You should be. Okay. Type. Where are you from? Gift from Lagos. Good. Angela from Lagos. All right. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to give you guys an assignment right now. You're going to have a critical thinking assignment. So what I want to do when I share the screen is I'm going to show you one quick assignment. I'm going to read the quiz. And then once you have an answer, type your answer in the chat. Okay? Good. As I said, this is going to be an interaction, right? So let me share my screen. Okay, so let's see, share my screen. Let me know if you can see it. So again, you're interacting with me on chat. So as I'm talking, you're typing the chat. Can you see it? Yes, you can see it. Thank you, Efeolua. Right. So we're going to talk about basic skills for productivity, thriving in the modern workplace. Now, this is not going to be a technical session. You're going to do that in your training. I'm not going to talk about you building Excel or Word or PowerPoint. All of those are in fact, very easy. I'm going to talk to you more about what are the critical skills you need to be able to succeed in the workplace, right? And how can you get those skills, right? So first off, I'm going to start with a small quiz. So I want you to explain what happened to a missing $1, right? So $1 was missing. When I share the quiz, you understand. $1 was missing. I want you to tell me, how did that dollar get missing? So this is the quiz. 3 young professionals check into a hotel room that costs $30. They each contribute $10 each, handing the hotel clerk $30, right? So $10, $10, they handed it over at $30. Right? Later, the hotel manager realizes there was a promotion and the actual room rate should be $25. So he gives the bellboy $5 to return to the guests. Bellboy, being a smart guy, he thought, $5 can't evenly be divided into 3 guests. So he decides to pocket $2, and then he kind of decides to give each of the other guests $1 each, right? And then he pocketed $2. Now, so each guest ended up paying 9, isn't it? $9, not 10. $9 times 3 is what? 27. But the bellboy kept $2, right? So how is 27 plus 2? 27 plus 2 is equal to 29. $27 after the discount, and then $2 is 29. So what happened to the missing $1, right? I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Give me an answer in the chat if you have one. Please think critically yourself. Don't copy and paste this on AI, which I will also talk about later. So your 2 minutes starts now. Let me see the best answer on the chat. Okay, you have 1 more minute. Can't see answers on the chat. Oh, I'm blocking it with this timer. Let me. Okay, Dennis has an answer. Okay, please type in, put in your answers, put in your answers. This is very important. Put in your answer. And please, I want you to critically think. Don't outsource thinking to somebody else or AI, right? What is the answer? You have many seconds left. Timing is almost done. Okay. No, okay. I can see some answers. I'm not satisfied with the answers yet. I'm not satisfied. So think more. Think more. Even if you want to unmute and tell us your answer, you can. The $1 remains with the bellboy. No, the bellboy took $2. We said he took $2. He shared $3. He gave them. They paid $10 each. 10, 10, 10. Then they got $1 refund from the bellboy each. So all of them, each of them paid $9.99, and the bellboy got $2, right? So Ibukun said there's no dollar missing actually. Tell us, Ibukun. Give us your full answer, Ibukun. Do you want to come online? On hide, Ibukun, tell us why there's no dollar missing. Can you unmute and tell us? So move on. Hi, Ibukun. Fraction. Interesting. 25 divided by 3 is actually 8.33. So there's some rounding error. No, not some rounding error. They paid $10 for $30. Then the guy, the receptionist said, oh, $5. Let's take $5. Go and return it to them. And the bellboy returned $3 to them and kept $2, isn't it? So they ended up paying $9.99, which is 27. And then plus the 2 is 29. So what happened to $1? I haven't seen an answer yet. Yes, Mercy, you can unmute and talk. You can share your video as well. Mercy, share video. Tell us what happened. Hi,
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm sorry, I might not be able to yourself very well. Tell us where you're from, everything about you, and then go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir.
I can't see you, Mercy. I can't see you.
Yes, I'm sorry. I can't put on my video at the moment.
Why can't you put on your video at the moment?
I'm not in the right place.
Okay, no problem.
Can I go ahead?
Go ahead, Mercy.
So I will be trying. So I would say that one can't actually calculate it like that because I don't have the right words, but I will try because it's some form of balance. So the money, $1 is back into their pocket, right?
Yes.
So what they actually paid is $27 total, right? And then the manager took 25, and then the guy took $2. So that makes it $27. So the $2 that the bellman took is actually part of the $27. So you can't say $27 plus $2, then you're looking for a missing $1. No, the $3 that should be added to the 27 to make 30 is in their respective pockets.
See, so tell me the process you took. Were you confused at the beginning?
I was very confused. I figured out after I even asked to unmute.
Thank you. Very good. So you figured it out by critically thinking. Very, very nice. So Mercy, that is the #1 skill you require in the workplace. If I want to end the presentation now, I can't, because everything else is just small technical skills here and there. The #1 skill that will keep you after AI comes and does all its things is critical thinking. Can you tell me, if you don't mind, what was your process of getting to the answer? What did you do?
Okay, sir. Yeah. So actually, I have come across a similar question Let me share out the question. So the question was, okay, there was $50 and then they kept on adding the balance. So they were at the end of the day, by adding the balance, the total amount was $51. So the question was, how did from $50 go to $51? So I remember that,
at the end of the day, what?
I realized that, oh, you can't add the balance. That's why the first thing I said was, you can't calculate it like that. But by also like trying to follow the process of, oh, actually what they paid was $99. So, and then I remembered that, oh, they gave the manager $25. So that way I was able to figure it out.
Yes. So they gave the man $30. They've now brought $5 back. So the guy gave them $3, $333, which means they paid $999. $999 is actually $27 what they paid. Do you get? So, and the $2 in there. Anyway, so you're right. But let me just summarize the answer for everybody so they understand. So the puzzle tricks you by suggesting that 27 plus 2 is 29, and you should be looking for 30. But this isn't the right calculation, right? Just like Mercy said, they paid $27 in total. Right, 25 went to the hotel, the correct price, and 2 went to the bellboy, who is not supposed to be holding 2, but that's it. And that's your total of 27, right? The remaining $3 was already refunded to them, $1 each. So there's no missing dollar. Now, this is critical thinking. How do you improve your critical thinking skills? Which is the number one skill, not your Word, Excel, PowerPoint. No, those are not the, I know everybody thinks, oh, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, communication, yeah, they're all good, but critical thinking is number one. One important thing you should start doing is writing. How many of you have a blog? Type in the chat. If you have a blog, say yes in the chat. You have a blog now. A blog could be you're writing regularly on LinkedIn. It's also a blog, kind of. Type in the chat if you have a blog. Mercy, yes, Mercy has a blog. Type. Everybody, see, everybody needs to participate in this thing. You're not here, you're here to learn, guys. So type in the chat. Do you have a blog currently? All right. So, and if it is not LinkedIn, can you tell me what blog service you use? Type in the chats. What blog service do you currently use? Substack. Good. If you're Substack, very good. Now, nice. One piece. You write a piece in Medium. Yeah, you're writing frequently. Good. When you write frequently, your critical thinking skills get polished, right? When you try and solve problems, when you write critically. Now, any productivity tool you currently have, let's assume Excel. Excel is going to be the most popular. I'm going to talk to you about data. I'm going to share some frameworks with you, all right? Probably we'll share 4 if I have time. 4 frameworks. And when you're learning, you're basically building up from the knowledge you had before. You're adding connections to that knowledge. That is why no 2 people are the same at all. 2 twins, when the 2 twins just got born right now, when they came out of the mother's womb, one looked left, one looked right. Their experiences have changed from the very second they come out. Looking left, you see a different thing. Looking right, you see a different thing. From that moment, the connections in your brain are different. Now, when you learn things, when something comes into your head, it goes and enters those connections. And the way you learn it will depend on the connections you already had. Now, what that's called is you have a schema. You have a schema of learning. Some of us even have different ways that we learn. We either learn by reading, we learn by writing, we learn by listening. Reading, writing, listening. Do you know how you learn? If you do, if you're confident, type in the chat. Do you learn by reading, writing, or listening? Listening can also mean watching, right? How do you learn? How do you learn? Tell me in the chat. No, give me one. Give me a dominant one, not listening and writing. Listening and writing, okay. Writing, listening, good. Now, if you're a listening person, let me tell you what you do. Go and look for what it is you're interested in, right? And go and find a podcast. So find a podcast. Those listening people, do you have any podcasts you follow? Do you have any top writer or somebody that you want to follow? Guess what? By following those people, they become your mentors. You don't need a physical mentor. You can have multiple mentors, right? So of course, in the background, you see all these books. All these books are kind of like mentors. Let me show you this one. All right, see this? This is business chemistry. In fact, I think you can see I've kind of read it pretty well. This is one of the best books I've read. As in these 2 ladies, I think they created one methodology around what's the chemistry when you're working with people in your organization? How do you know when this person has this personality, that person has that personality, how do you deal with them? Those are the kind of skills you need, right? Business chemistry, very cool. There are many other things. So a lot of these books, those are my mentors, right? And sometimes you follow them on podcasts, sometimes you follow them on YouTube. Now, for the writing people, those that learn from writing, I think I learned a bit from writing and a little bit listening. Writing is, sometimes I'm learning, I have my notepad and I write. I don't even read the notepad. I don't know if anyone has that. I'm writing as I'm listening, I'm typing my notes, but I never go back to the notes. The act of writing or typing it kind of sticks in my head, right? And I then connect those dots, okay? Right, so let me go to another platform. Let me say, I want to see this. So I just had this small tool. And so basic skills for productivity in the new world of work. So let's quickly go through this. I hope you can still see my screen though. Someone should tell me yes, no. Can you see my screen? Let me see in the chat. All right, yes, you can. All right, good. So productivity. Firstly, mindset shift. You have to shift your mindset. It's not about productivity and busyness. It's not the same. You will see that you stay at work till 12 midnight. That's not work. There's something wrong, right? You're just not doing things right. And how can you stop this busyness work? So let's say, change your mindset. Stop measuring success by how busy you are. Oh, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. What exactly are you doing? How productive is it? What is the entire goal of your organization? How does this thing you're doing tie to that goal? How does that 1 hour you're spending, how efficiently are you spending that 1 hour, right? Those are skills you need in the workplace. Technical skills, anybody can learn it. Being productive, not everybody does it, all right? So focus on output quality, not just quantity. What is the quality of your output? How does that output contribute to the organization, right? So key reflections there is I'll take you to maybe the Eisenhower approach. Master prioritization in a fast-paced world. That's your first skill, master prioritization. How do you do that? You need to understand what is urgent and what is important. You need to have a deep understanding of that. Let me give you a deeper understanding of that. Let me go to the model. So the first model I'll show you is the Eisenhower approach. Let's get to Eisenhower approach. Let's see. Right. So Eisenhower metric. So this is President Eisenhower in the US is the one that famously put this metric together. It's a 4-box metric. I love 4-box metrics. So you're going to take time management as time management metric. So you take things that are very important at the top, things that are not so important at the bottom, time, something that's not urgent to the left, and something that is very urgent to the right. Okay. In the chat, tell me which quadrant you like to be. Top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left. Type in the chat. Top right means very important things that are very urgent things that are not important. This is bottom right. Not important things that are not urgent, very important things that are not urgent. Where should you focus your attention? Top right, top left, bottom right. Where? Okay, I can see the people that are participating. Gift, I think you're from Abuja, right? Yes. No, maybe Lagos. Okay, Mercy, Dennis, Chuku. Yes, very good. You are all saying top right. Why don't you like the bottom left? What's wrong with the bottom left? Somebody should defend bottom left. It's not urgent at all, and it's not important, and you're spending so much time there. Is Netflix urgent and important? Watching Netflix. Who agrees? Netflix is urgent and important. I think it's important. I mean, it's good to relax, isn't it? Some people say, no, it's not urgent and important, but we do it a lot. You're watching movie, home movie, you know, health-wise, yes, health-wise is important. It's important, but not urgent. Yeah, so maybe Netflix and stuff is not very important, maybe somewhere down here, right? So you need to kind of, if it is marriage, but top and bottom. Okay, Dr. Chuku, I would like to hear your perspective if you want to share. Okay, Dr. Chuku, can you explain? I didn't get if it is marriage, but top and bottom right. Unmute. Don't worry, unmute and talk. You know, this is a conversation. It's not just a lecture. Go ahead.
It's very important. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, in marriage, there are some things that are important but not very urgent. You have to do them, whether they're urgent or not, or else there will not be peace
for
and
peace.
national unity.
For peace. So it's urgent.
Yes, for peace and
I
national
understand.
unity, you have to do them.
Okay, this is coming from experience, I can see. All right. Okay, thank you a lot, Dr. Chukwu. So top right, you're right. Those are things you must do. Tasks with deadlines and consequences, right? I had this meeting. I mean, I was in a meeting right now. I had a I can't even tell you how extremely important the meeting I left is. They hadn't finished the meeting, but your presentation at 12 noon was urgent and important, and I had to attend it. I mean, I just had to. They may not be happy in the other meeting, but at the end of the time, they overshot their time. Why? Because they overshot their time. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Of all the skills, if you want to be productive, how do I manage my time? To me, this is not an easy thing. Do I follow it strictly? No, I don't. I can assure you that nearly everybody doesn't. But it's important we have it and continue pushing to ensure that we get the habits to be able to follow this. If you're going to read one book, maybe I'll recommend some books. Number one book, go and read Atomic Habits. Those that say listening is their thing, go and download the audiobook, Listen to Atomic Habits. One of the best books to come out in the last few years. You need to change your habits, right? That's what will make you productive. Next is very urgent, but not important. They're very urgent, right? You need it now, but they're not important. Delegate it. Good. Gift is currently reading the book. Excellent, Gift. So Gift, type in the chat so others can read one key point you've learned from the book, right? Gift, just share one key point you learned from the book, right? So when it's very urgent and not important, you must delegate it. Delegate a task that must get done, but does not require, but don't require your specific skill set, right? Delegate it. Now, the funny thing is, who do I delegate to? Guess what? Get a body in your organization. Stuff you can delegate to them when they're not busy, because it's very hard for both of you to be busy at the same time. So when you're busy, you can probably delegate to that person at your level or even a senior level. And then when they're busy, they can delegate to you. And that's how you share delegation, right? So you think, who do I delegate to? Who? Just get to know some people. Some people may have some time to help you out, all right? The one to the left is very important, not urgent. Very important for you to do, schedule it. Every night, every evening is an important thing for you to have your schedule for the next day. Have your checklist for the next day. And there's some free apps. Your phone is such a powerful tool. We don't use it much. Have some free apps. That note app in your phone is super powerful. It can do to-dos. Type your to-do list the night before, right? And tick it off, be ticking it. You always like it when you tick something done. So you need to schedule things, schedule every night, right? And every week, think about what you're doing the next week, at least at the minimum, all right? What do you need to eliminate? Things that are not urgent and not important, right? You just enjoy doing them. Yeah, you need to delete a lot of them. Distractions, unnecessary tasks. This is the Eisenhower matrix. That is your model number 1. I think I will share about 4 with you. All right, so let's go back to our presentation. So the Eisenhower approach, urgent and important, right? Quadrants, the quadrant, do stuff now, schedule stuff, delegate stuff, and eliminate stuff, right? Nice thing about delegation as well is you can automate. This is where AI comes in, artificial intelligence. But we'll talk about artificial intelligence soon. That's going to be your superpower. You need to use AI in depth. At your generation, there's some things I will do in Word, I will do in Excel, I will do in PowerPoint. Okay, let me show you a delegation now with AI. So if I go to Microsoft Word, let me do a practical explanation. Let me see, what tasks do I need to do currently that I'm working on? Let me think. You know what? Help me out with the task. Tell me something you need to do right now that you need to schedule. Type in the chat. Anybody can type anything in the chat, and let me show you how you can leverage AI. Type in the chat, type in the chat. My lesson from Atomic Habits. Oh, thank you, Gift, for your lesson. Your lesson was our habit behavior have more to do with our relationship with the objects, objects in our environment, and not the objects themselves. So you need to read a book. Faith, you can't delegate reading a book. You must read it. Okay, so Faith, tell me the book. I will still help you out. Tell me the book you're reading that you need to read. Faith, tell me, I will use that. Create a 10-page slide deck on sustainability and ESG. All right, so thank you for that, Chimeze. So Chimeze, here's AI. So I'll call to AI and say, hi. I like to always greet it, right? So I will need a detailed a detailed write-up on sustainability and ESG. I will then extract 10 slides from this write-up for my presentation. Please help out with this. Let's help out with this so I can build up on it. Thanks. So this is my AI assistant. I just opened Microsoft Word. I have Office 365. Normally, if you open Word, oh, we need to go and learn how to do insert, all of those things. You can learn that. That's easy. Go online to YouTube and learn it, or we'll do a training for you. The most important thing is critically thinking, how do you converse with this, your new assistant called AI? So let's see what the assistant does. Hopefully it will make sense. While the assistant is working, let's go back to our presentation, right? I'll come back to see what the assistant did. So that's how you delegate, and quadrant 4 you eliminate, right? So one big thing, focus example, I've already given you that focus example. Skill 2, so I give you skill 1. Skill 2, leverage modern tools. I just did, isn't it? I just leveraged AI. Think AI, not manual. Before it is manual thinking, you need to learn things yourself, but you need to be able to ask AI questions, right? And I'm going to share a framework with you on how you talk to AI. One of the skills is called what? How do you talk to AI? It's actually called prompt engineering. Prompt engineering, a very critical skill. First skill we gave you was, look, how do you think critically? Let's summarize what we've done so far. Thinking critically is super important. And to think critically, I'm saying you need to start writing. Do you have a blog? Write. It makes you think. You're looking at data and stuff. You're writing about things. You need to write to be able to help you think critically, right? And then we said, look, you need to think about things that's urgent and important and be able to arrange your life and your work around urgent and important, right? Now I'm talking about AI and not doing things manually, right? Outlook, smarter email management. Outlook, for example, I can go on Outlook, there's AI that will kind of arrange it and tell me what's urgent and important from that Outlook, yeah? Email management, summarizing my emails for me. It will schedule certain emails for me. It will, and then another tool you could use is Microsoft To Do. I already told you, write your schedules. Do a planner, use Microsoft Planner. If you have the Microsoft suite, you can use all this planner, schedule, or you just use your Excel and build a simple time management tool. They're free ones, free templates, lots of free templates. And there are many free tools online. But there's no excuse. All these things, they are free versions. But if you're in an environment in your work that has Microsoft, use Planner. Most people have the subscriptions and they don't use it. OneNote is an excellent note-taking tool. Very, 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 very powerful. You can record a video, you can pull something from the internet. It just becomes your brain if you use OneNote. But I can assure you 90% of people don't use OneNote, right? So of course, the usual suspects are your Excel, Word, PowerPoint. I know you know those ones. So I'm giving you some other tools. So you'll be able to search all your notes, you'll be able to put action together. You can get your AI to also read your notes. And then again, of course, you need AI. Type in the chat, what AI are you currently using? Type in the chat. What AI are you currently using? Answer in the chat, please. What AI? And if you're not using AI, you're in trouble. You're in big, big trouble. Grok, Copilot, and ChatGPT. I like that. ChatGPT, Gemini. Are you really using these tools? Are you? Or you just have them? All right. Okay. Gemini, ChatGPT. Good. Okay. Good. ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek. Well, do you have the app on your phone, by the way? Do you have the app on your phone? Is the app on your phone? Let me see. What are you answering? Are you saying yes, it's on your phone or not on your phone? Yeah, used more than Google. Okay. So if you use AI, how many times a day? Put it in minutes. How often do you use it? Do you use it daily? Do you use it weekly? Do you use it monthly? How often? Someone should tell me, how often do you use AI? Weekly. Weekly. Sorry, Bukun. That's too far. In fact, somebody said hourly. That sounds more like it. Let's use AI a bit for this discussion, all right? Let me bring AI up. So let me use my phone. I'll just, let's get it up. Okay, let me get it talking. Let me see. I have to set him up to talk. Where is this tool? Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, so let me just say hi to it. Hi, what's up?
Hey, David. Not much, just here and ready to help out. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. So I'm having a session with some young professionals of the Society for Petroleum Engineers, and I'm talking about productivity in the workplace, right? And just in the modern workplace, I want you to tell them how to use or leverage AI in everything they do to be super productive in the modern workplace.
Absolutely. All right, folks, let's talk about how you can. First off, think.
Okay, so we're having some issues technically, right? I can't hear you. You keep on cutting off.
Got it. No worries. Let's try this again. When it comes to leveraging AI for productivity, the key is to integrate it into your daily tasks. Use AI tools to automate repetitive work, like data entry or scheduling, so you can focus on higher value activities. AI can also help you analyze complex datasets faster, generate insights, and even assist in decision-making. The goal is to let AI handle the grunt work so you can be more creative and strategic. Keep experimenting with different tools and see what fits best into your workflow. The more you embrace it, the more productive you'll become.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Good. Maybe you can summarize into like bullet points for me and then read it out. What are the key points? Just very short, 20 seconds.
Sure thing. Here's a quick summary. 1. Automate repetitive tasks with AI to free up time. Use AI for data analysis and insights. 3. Let AI handle routine decisions so you can focus on strategic work. 4. Experiment with different AI tools to find what best fits your workflow. How's that?
I didn't hear 2. I think you skipped 2.
My bad. Let me break it down step by step. First, automate repetitive tasks. Use AI to handle routine work like data entry, scheduling, and basic reporting. This frees you up to focus on more strategic work. Second, enhance decision-making. AI can analyze large datasets quickly, providing insights and trends that would take you much longer to uncover manually. This means you can make data-driven decisions faster. Third, personalize your workflow. AI tools can learn your habits and preferences, suggesting ways to optimize your schedule and tasks. The more you use it, the more tailored and efficient your workflow becomes. Finally, don't be afraid to experiment with different AI tools to find what best suits your needs. The more you integrate AI, the more productive and innovative you'll become.
All right, thank you. I'll see you later.
You're welcome. Catch you later, David.
All right, so that's my AI, right? Why did I say my AI? It doesn't matter which tool or AI I'm using. It's just the fact that I use it, I work with it, I talk to it, and everything. It even knows my name. And her name is actually what name did we give her again? I can't remember. Rex. Her name is Rex. She gave herself Rex. Anyway, so the key thing there, everything you're doing, you're interacting with AI, you're talking to it like it's a human being. All right. Let me share my second framework with you. All right. Let me share my second framework. So I've done the Eisenhower framework. I want to talk about the work efficiency framework or work efficiency metric, right? So can someone summarize to me what I've talked about already? Type in the chat. I've talked about critical thinking, right? Critical thinking, I said you should start writing more. And generally, the framework around that is start writing, get a blog. You don't need to do the blog for anybody, it's for you yourself, right? Then I talked about the Eisenhower metric, which is you need to basically balance important and urgent and ensure you can do that well and efficiently. Yeah. Then I kind of did a demo for you on AI. I did another demo for, let's check the Word document. Let's see what that guy, the AI wrote. Let's check that out. What did it come up with? So this is what it came up with. Remember the prompt I gave it? I just typed the prompt. It says sustainability and ESG, a comprehensive overview. Introduction, sustainability and environment, social governance have been pivotal subjects for business, governments, and individuals, blah, 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 blah. It wants me to keep it here. For example, make it formal. So I can keep it or I can redo it, I can refresh it, this is the bottom here, that's the AI. So this is Copilot, which is using ChatGPT, right? Previously, I would need to go and do research and stuff and start typing, but I still need to do research. I need to critically think. I can say something like, but I got this from another website that said this, said that. Can you modify what you're writing to something else, blah, 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 right? I can take this document now to PowerPoint and tell PowerPoint, hey, look at Word documents and create a PowerPoint presentation for me. You guys are in the workforce at this stage where things are so much easier, but you need critical thinking, right? So this is done. I mean, I can build another one. I can ask it to can refresh it and say, I want something else, but I think you get the picture, right? So work efficiency metric. How do we become efficient? So this is my metric. I developed this metric. And what are we doing with this metric? Well, there are two most important things you need to weigh when you're working in any organization. What are they? They're really time and complexity. What are the complex things you're working on? How complex are the things you're working on? And how much time do you have to do them? So those are two things you weigh. Automation potential of whatever things you're working on so that you can get more time. And then outsource need for maybe there's some things that are too complex for you to handle on time that you need to outsource. Right? So optimizing work by balancing time and complexity. So I'm going to plot time and complexity. I'm going to plot complexity, very big problems against very small problems at the bottom. And then I'm going to plot no time at all. You don't have any time at all to you, or you spend no time to do it, or you spend a lot of time to do it. So no time on the left, you don't spend time to do it. It's very easy. You spend plenty of time on the right, and then up, complex problems, down, very simple problems. Where do you want to be? Bottom left, bottom right, top left, top right. Type in the chat. Where do you want to be in this metric? Very large problems that take you no time, very large problems that take you lots of time, very small problems that take you lots of time, very small problems that take you no time. Type in the chat. Where do you want to be? I'm going to wait for people. Type, type, type. How many do we have here? I am only seeing a few people participating. Obviously, everybody else is spending their time somewhere else, right? Everybody type, 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 type. Where do you want to be? Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Don't worry, Gibbs, we'll have questions at the end. So Gibbs, if you have a question on AI, just keep it. We'll have questions at the end. Top left, bottom left. Somebody wants to be top left, bottom left. Which one's top left, bottom left? It's either bottom left or top right. Okay, okay. Very large problems that take no time. All right, Emmanuel. Okay, it seems we know what we want, right? Okay. Success, success. You want to be bottom right, success. Okay, someone should tell me, look, everybody look at my screen. Bottom right means you're spending plenty time on small problems. Do you know what that is? You've seen the word before. It is called busy work. It's called busy work. Those that stay till 12 midnight, and it's so important. They're spending so much time. They're spending so much time on tiny things. They're not moving the needle. They're not, I mean, I as a CEO, I need to spend my time building relationships. I need to spend my time with my partners. I need to spend my time going all over the world to see how we can move our service globally. That's where I should spend my time, not very unproductive things, right? So busy work is when staff spend so much time doing things that don't really matter. They don't add value. You need to identify those things and eliminate them from your work. Throw them away. Dr. Chuku, you're saying bottom right is marriage. Busy work. I shall leave you to it. In fact, I hope your wife is not on this call. All right. Okay, so this is bottom right. What about bottom left? To me, bottom left are small problems that you don't take time to do. Very easy, very easy. Those are your normal work that you do. The normal work you do day to day, it's just small problem. I can do it in 10 seconds. Somebody else does it in 2 minutes. I'm more efficient. But really, are you more efficient? Quite a lot of those tasks, you can automate it, right? A lot of them, you can automate it. For example, this mini training we're doing, someone at the end of this training is going to now write a small report about this training. And sometimes they do it very fast. Sometimes, okay, let's say this is a 2-hour training. You take the person maybe a full day to write his report. That is great work, but you can automate it. If AI is connected to this Zoom right now, AI is reading and listening to what we're saying. AI will give you a summary report probably 2 minutes after the meeting ends. Detailed summary with checklist, next steps, everything. No secretary, no expert in the world can do it as well as AI, as fast as AI. So all you need to do is go on and check and maybe edit a little bit, spend 5 minutes and you're done. Not one day. So those are great work that you still need to automate. So never do busy work, do great work. And then top right, well, to me, these are very big problems that take your organization a long time to solve. I call this poor systems. Your organization has poor systems in place. This isn't your area of expertise. It's not your area of strength. It's not your organization's area of strength. What you need to do is either find another party that does it well and outsource to them, or automate it with AI as well, right? Identify the poor systems and see how AI can take a big chunk of it, and then you then continue. Or you just outsource it to another company. Or if it's critical to your organization, then hire the people that can do it well. They're poor systems. What we should all focus on is expert systems, right? Expert systems are those systems that you are the expert, you as an organization or you as yourself are the expert in. Anybody in the world that wants to challenge you, they should come. You are confident. you know you're the expert, right? So who is the expert in something here? Type in the chat. What is your expertise? What do you know that, look, maybe with a little bit of polishing, I can be as good as anybody in the world? Type in the chat. What is that? What is that skill, that thing that you think you're an expert in? Type in the chat, type in the chat, type in the chat. Type. You guys are not experts at typing. We're very slow, this typing thing. What is your expertise? Okay, what do you hope to be your expertise? Let me put it there. I know you're young, you're starting out, but what is that thing that you really want to be an expert in? Event planning and business operations. Okay. So anything event planning, singing, Emmanuel. Oh, that's cool. Interesting. Problem solving expertise. Very good. Jack of all trades is no expertise. You have to pick one. You have to become a domain expert. Costing and financial management, HSC management, interior design expertise. Good. Interesting. Laboratory technician expertise. What specifically you want to become a top laboratory technician? Okay. Project management. We have hope to be process engineer. Okay. Sports business, travel and tourism. Interesting. Procurement, petroleum engineer. Well, petroleum engineer in one specific niche, I guess. Right. So if you take all those expertise, right, what I want you to do is then you're going to learn prompt engineering. You're going to now start talking to your AI and tell it to give you a detailed framework of how you become a world expert in that particular thing. Once you see the amount of work that needs to be done, you have to ask yourself, are you ready to do that work? Right? So, because once you've become an expert or your company has become an expert in that thing, you need to scale it. So this is the work efficiency metric. You need to outsource certain things. You need to eliminate certain things. You need to automate certain things. You need to scale certain things. And you guys are lucky in the workforce now. You have AI to assist you. So I'm going to share this slide. I'm not going to talk much about it. This is where AI, these are examples of how AI can solve busy work, great work, poor systems, and expert systems, right? You can take a picture of this with your phone if you like. Well, although I'll probably share some of the slides or kind of most of the slides with the organizers, right? So this is your AI and work efficiency metric. You need to stop busy work, automate great work, outsource poor systems, and scale your expert systems, right? That's how you become productive. All right, let's move on. Next, we've talked about Copilot, drafting emails for you, analyzing data for you. There's another tool in Microsoft called Loop components. So when you're thinking, if you go online, go check out Loop. So when you're trying to collaborate or brainstorm on something, you can just go, it's almost like you're going to create a table that's like Excel, but everybody can type at the same time. If you can email that to somebody else and that other person can, even from the email type and everybody sees it. So it's a way of collaborating. It's a very good tool. It's called Loop. There's some other potential tools like it out there. Okay. Skill 3, beating procrastination. I have this problem too. I mean, I procrastinate a lot. I don't know. I think people were asking, okay, where are your slides for this presentation? Where are your slides for this presentation we're doing? And I'm like, I like to use tools. I don't like to be restricted with the slide. You get, I'm not I just think it's boring, right? Old school, I'll be talking to the slide, talk. No, that's not how I do stuff. So most people, when I do presentations, don't understand that. And oh, where's your say? You have to send it to us 2 days before. That one, I don't think I procrastinate. I just don't do it, right? Because I want it to be in the flow, right? That's my style. But technically it's procrastination because they want to have a slide, right? But I don't. All right, but let's move on. So challenge. What challenge is it? I'll give you guys a challenge. Break big tasks into micro steps when you have that procrastination issue. Tell yourself that, okay, I'm going to do the agenda in 5 minutes. And I'm going to do this particular aspect in 5 minutes. Start a timer. After 5 minutes, stop. In fact, one of the tools you should use is called the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro. Let me see if I have the app here. I think the app online is called Focus. I think Focus Keeper. Yeah, there's one app online called Focus Keeper. Let me see if I can share that with you. Focus Keeper, I think, is an excellent app. So it uses the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro. Go online, check it out. Pomodoro technique. And what I think you should do to focus is use that Pomodoro technique. Go check it out online. Just note Pomodoro. All right. You see that it will really help you focus. So it basically gives you a certain amount of time and you need to follow it strictly. I don't know why this is doing this. Okay, so yeah, you basically do something for, I think, is it 20 minutes? There's a break, 20 minutes, there's a break, something like that. So just check it online and see if you can discipline yourself with it, right? And then 5-minute rule is also similar to Pomodoro. It just means you break your task into 5-minute chunks and ensure that you follow those. After 5 minutes, you stop. Don't do anything else, stop. And for me, you need to mute your phone, mute stuff, and just focus on that 5-minute task. If someone is calling you, don't worry, you can call back after 5 minutes. Just focus, right? So it's a focus thing. Final takeaways, top 3 tools to embrace. You have top 3 habits for the new world of work. It's those key habits for the new world of work. I've talked about Eisenhower approach, right? I've talked about the being able to write so that you can critically think. I've given you a technique for time, complexity of work and time, and how you manage your time and complexity, and thinking you need to scale. What are you scaling? Expert systems. Now let me share a few more tools for you, right? I'm going to share how you speak to AI. How do you talk to AI? How do you converse with AI? What is prompt engineering, right? This is one important skill you need to learn. How do I talk to AI in a way that I get productive, right? You now have a personal assistant that's the best in anything and everything in the world in your pocket. As in that, I'm just jealous of you guys starting your work with that kind of power, right? So prompt engineering. Now, why is this AI thing such a big thing? Can someone tell me? I mean, okay, someone should type in the chat. Don't go online. When did AI start as a field? AI, artificial intelligence. When did it start? Type in the chat, just a year. Don't Google. Type in the chat. When did AI start as a field? Tell me. Just guess. Tell me what year or what decade. When did AI start? After COVID, 2020. Okay, 2014, 2023, 2021. Okay, okay. 2010, 2020. Don't Google it. 2010s, okay, all right. So there is another, 1990, success, okay, 2018. All right, as a field about 20 years ago. So all of you are wrong. All of you are wrong. So let me give you one other very important thing about life in general and about being productive. You have to understand that all of us are biased. We are all biased. We are all biased human beings. We are all biased. And you're bringing your bias to work, all right? You're bringing that bias to work. So one important thing is kind of understand whenever you're going to do anything, tell yourself, oh, I'm a biased person. It's not an abuse, it's a fact. We're all biased. And since you tell yourself that, then you can self-reflect on when your bias comes out. When a white person sees a black person, there's already one stereotype bias. When a black person sees a white person, there's already a bias. When a man sees a woman, there's a bias. When a woman sees a man, there's a bias. Another book you should read. Another book you should read. Read this book by, what's it called? Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman and Tversky, his co-author. Thinking Fast and Slow. Again, if you don't read, you don't learn by reading, you learn by listening. Please listen to the audiobook. Thinking Fast and Slow. It will tell you how biased you are. You'll be so shocked at your own bias. Okay. AI started around 1945. AI that we know today. 1945, right? This guy, Alan Turing, he used AI techniques to basically stop the Enigma, crack the Enigma code, which means he cracked the German code for sending messages, which helped stop the Second World War, right? So around that 1945, around 1950, so the field of AI was kind of broken into two. There's the algorithmic approach, and then there is the actual generative approach, or how I call it, the way the mind works. Quite a lot of people went through it, but why you're seeing so much AI talk now is because the generative approach has now worked like crazy in the last, five years. And you know why it worked? Because finally, machines have cracked one fundamental thing that makes us human: language. Machines have now cracked language. You can see me I was talking to an AI, right? It has cracked language. Something that when a child is born, right, is trying to speak. And what's the first word a child says? Is it daddy or mommy? Type in the chat. Let me see how biased you are. What's the first word that a baby says when they start speaking? Dada or mama or daddy or mommy? It's usually daddy, which is so annoying, isn't it? The mother is the one taking care of the baby, everything, and it's this daddy that the baby says first most times. Really biased. See, the baby is already biased. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, your baby said bye-bye, Mariam. That's nice. Okay, so AI hype is basically because it has cracked language, and language has taken us hundreds of thousands of years to crack. Human beings became human when they cracked language, right? But AI now has cracked language. You saw it talking to me, right? So how do you use language to what that means is anything you want to do now, anything at all you want to do, you don't need to learn how to code. You need to learn how to speak. You need to learn how to ask questions. Another superpower you need to learn. How do you ask critical questions? And that's critical thinking as well. So I'm giving you a framework for how you ask and how you talk to AI. The funny thing is, talking to AI is how you talk to your colleagues. How do you give instructions to your colleagues? How do you make it clear so that they can give you the right thing? All right. So here's another framework, CRISP framework. Again, this is our framework in D. Brown Consulting, so you can use it and quote us. The previous framework I showed you, which was the work efficiency metric, again, that's our framework. We love frameworks. We have probably like 20 frameworks in D. Brown. All right. This is number 2. First thing is context. When you're trying to talk, so prompt engineering means talking to AI. That's all it means. How do you speak to AI? How do you engineer your prompts? Prompt is question. How do you ask questions? First thing is context, right? If you notice when I talked to it, I said, hey, hi AI, I'm talking to some young professionals and blah, 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 blah. I gave it context. That's the number one thing. Provide clear context to guide the AI's response. Number 2, relevance. Ensure your prompt is relevant and specific to get the answer you need. It has to be very specific, straight to the point, very specific, right? Now that's context and relevance. One very important thing you need is clear instructions. Now, instructions are of 2 types, really. There's instructions that you give the AI before you start using it. Okay, I've given it, like I told my AI when I was programming it, I said, hey, please just refer to me as David. My name is David. I'm David Brown. These are all the things about me. I loaded plenty of things in my office. I trained it, right? How was I training it? By talking to it, by prompting it. And so I gave it instructions. I said, hey, always be succinct, blah, blah, blah. Don't give me any funny things. Give me only straight to the point, the best 3 options for whatever I ask, blah, 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 blah. Those are instructions. Be clear with your instructions of what you want AI to do. That's CRI. S is succinctness. Now, if you don't tell AI to be succinct, it will give you, it's a smart thing. It has knowledge of nearly everything. You need to tell it, hey, be succinct, please. Give me in 4 points or less or something. Yeah, keep your prompts concise. And then, of course, P is practice. You need to use AI on a daily basis to get used to it and start learning how to converse with it. Pretend it's one human being, one secretary, one top expert sitting next to you every time. Use it as much as you can. But please, you don't abdicate to AI. You can delegate to AI. So don't do what some lazy people do. which is they just dump the question in AI, copy and paste. That is what you've just said is, I don't need to, you employer, employ the AI, don't employ me. You have to use your brain too, right? And the best way to use AI is you yourself need to be an expert in something. You need to be a domain expert. Because guess what? Like human beings, AI also lies. It tells lies. If you want to hear the funniest lie it told, check my Twitter handle, D Brown Analyst. I pinned one set of lies it was telling in a conversation. It was just too funny. I asked it to do something, it was doing something else, it was telling lies, and saying at the end, I've done everything in my power. That's what AI was telling me. Very funny. Yeah, so AI lies. It's called hallucination. So hallucination in the sense that it's taking things that don't make sense. Now, if you yourself are not an expert, you will not know that it's lying, and you use these lies, which would cause all sorts of havoc, right? So please take this CRISP framework. This is another framework for you to be productive, right? One last framework. I don't think I can do the previous. I'm just going to do one last framework. One important thing when it comes to productivity is data. Yes, I would have given you one deep Excel training on stuff. I probably will give you a free Excel training as well. Let me do that. Let me give you guys one free Excel training. Some of you will have done it. Let me see. I will give you a free Excel training. I'm just going to check. It's on Office Training Hub. Because to me, I think Excel is one of the best tools ever. But I'm biased, you know? I'm biased. I like data. I'm a finance guy. So I'm very biased. But I think Excel can build anything and everything. Any idea you have with data, you can build it in Excel. Right? So having Excel skills is good. I'm going to give you a framework. When you do this free training I'm going to share with you, it will give you a general framework on how to use Excel. Right? It's very simple, just 15 minutes, 10 minutes a day is what it will give you. And I can't find it. Okay, maybe it doesn't want me to share it with you. Okay, I think I found it. So I'll share that in the link, register for it later, and you'll see some of our methodology for how we use Excel. All right. Okay. So that's that. But let me talk about data last. All right. So I have built this framework. This again is a D Brown framework when it comes to understanding data, right? Diagnosing your data problems, because you're going to have data problems. So when you have a data problem, you need to critically think through this data problem. So this is your framework for critically thinking through a data problem. Once you've diagnosed it, you understand it, then you can go and treat the actual problem itself, right? So Maestro, M stands for mechanize. Is it a mechanization problem, which the mechanize is just automate? Is it an automation problem? Automation problem, oh, we get data, we've seen there's so much manual process. Is it an automation problem we have? We want to minimize manual tasks and improve efficiency. That is M. A is acquiring problem, acquire. Is it a problem to do with acquiring the data, gathering and connecting to the data from different sources? That's where the problem is. How do we get this data? The way we are getting the data is so inefficient. It wastes a lot of our time. The data is kind of scattered, but it's an acquisition problem. Or is it an evaluation problem? Yeah. Is it insights we're trying to gather? We're an analyst. Is it that we're trying to get insights? That's where the problem is, an insight or evaluation problem. Or is it a security problem? Is it that the data is not secure? There seems to be some data issues around security. We're storing the data, different versions of the data in one place. Different people are tampering with the data. Is it a security problem? Yeah. Then another thing is it a transformation problem? Yes, we get the data, but we then need to clean it. We need to reorganize it. We need to reshape it. We need to kind of make the data better, a higher quality. Is that what the issue is? Is that a transformation problem? Or is it a refinement problem? Is it an optimization thing? Is it something that we're building a tool and we need to kind of optimize the situation with our data? We currently have 5 buses, and these 5 buses are maybe we're a transportation company that only transports school kids from school to home. And we have 1 bus in Bagada, we have 1 bus in, I don't know, Becky, we have another bus in mainland, and we now have to identify which schools are we picking kids from. It's a problem of efficiency. What do we want to optimize? We want to optimize cost. We want to consume the least fuel. So maybe the bus in Bagada is actually more efficient for that bus to pick a kid in Lekki than the Lekki bus to pick in Bagada. Who knows? This is an optimization problem. And you can say, okay, this is an optimization problem. How do we refine this tool? Of course, you need to build an optimization model. Of course, you can use Excel for that. So you identifying these problems, right? And who can tell me what O should be? Type in the chat. So I've given you the Maestro framework. The last kind of problem you have with data is the O. So tell me what that is in the chat. Let me see who is very smart here that's been listening. Optimize. Okay, I like that. Optimize is refine. Refine is optimize. That's what refine is optimize. Huh? So no, it's not optimize. Try something else. Organize. Okay. Okay. No, organize is good. What is the one thing you do with data that you share with your boss? When your boss wants to make a decision, you have to share it with him or her. Visualize. I like that. Give me another word for visualize. Reporting. Give me another word for reporting starting with O. I like this. We have very smart people here. Starting with O. Reporting or output. It is output, output, output. You're presenting your findings clearly, concisely, right? And visualizing those outputs. So many people have issues around visualization. Let me give you another tool. I'll just type it out for you. This is a free tool from the Financial Times. It's how do you visualize properly. It's called the Visual Vocabulary. So go type it out in Google and download the Visual Vocabulary from the Financial Times. So they've given the world for free the way that they do their data journalism. All right. So go check that out, the Visual Vocabulary from the Financial Times. Excellent tool that they have. All right. Right. So that is your visual vocabulary. Since you've been so good, I will give you the last framework. And this is the framework we use for data. And how do you even structure data? The first place, your data needs to be in a certain structure for it to make sense. It needs to be orderly, right? So this is the orderly framework. We used to call it 7 golden rules of data, but the orderly framework has to be orderly. It seems very simple, but many people don't do it. When you get data, you need 1 row of headings. Headings must be in a single row. Some people have headings in 2 rows. 1 row of headings, that's the structure of your data. Your rows must not be empty, no empty rows at all. Your rows must not be empty. Your dates must be in a single column. You can't have January, February, March like this going right. That's not data, that is report. Your data, raw data, dates must be down like this, all right? Full dates in a single column. Every unique data must also have data type or category must have its own column. You can't have 1 column that has first name and last name, all in first name, last name, surname in 1 column. Doesn't make sense. You have first name 1 column, surname 1 column, middle name 1 column, date of birth another column, not everything inside 1 single cell. You can't do that, right? Remove all your totals and subtotals. Your data is not a report. When you download data and there's total, subtotal, delete all of them. That's not data. That's a report. A report can have totals and subtotals, not your data, right? And then leave no empty columns. There should be absolutely no empty columns, right? So that's order. There's L and Y. What's the Y? Your table must not be obstructed in any way. Don't have some funny data to the side of your table. Just have your clean table in 1 sheet. If you need another data table, have another sheet with another data table. Don't start putting another data by the side and stuff like that. So this is how you stay orderly with your data, and this is basically how you work with data. So I've shared quite a lot of frameworks with you. The orderly frameworks, so type them in the chat. What are the frameworks I shared with you to conclude? Type in the chat, the frameworks you remember. Orderly, I've told you one. What's another one? Type in the chat, everybody. What are the frameworks I've just shared with you on how you can be productive in the modern day of work? Eisenhower metric, thank you. CRISP, yes, thank you, Gift. CRISP, again, Chimeze. Type in the chat, what do you remember? Work efficiency framework, Maestro framework, Eisenhower framework, you've forgotten one. Maestro, Pomodoro technique, okay, tell me. Chris, orderly Maestro, okay. Critical thinking, well, critical thinking is a thing, yes, yes. What else? Type in the chat, And yeah, okay, I also share the training with you. All right, and everybody, I think I have concluded, and that is my presentation to you. Now we have questions, question time. I hope you've enjoyed the session. We've already spent an hour, can you imagine? An hour has disappeared. And yeah, we talked with AI, we did all sorts. Now, your questions. Back to you in the studio, should I say.
All right, thanks a lot, Mr. David. It was quite an insightful training. I'm sure that nobody wants to leave here. We've had about 65 people join us, sustain all through the 1 hour session. I don't think we get more of this a lot of time. So not to waste much time, Gift had her hands up. And if you have other questions, you can equally just put it in the chat box or raise up your hands and we'll attend to you. So Gift, please, you can unmute and ask your question, please.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Please, can someone confirm they can hear me properly?
Sure, I can hear you. Please go on.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Mr. David, for this wonderful session. It actually is probably one of the best I've ever attended so far. So thank you so much. And before I go into my question, I just have a little inside joke sort of for Mr. David. So I follow your wife on social media and I absolutely like, I don't want to use your, she talks about your love or the way she bullies you with Aboniki Balm. So you can tell her that yes, that's popular somewhere here in Lagos. My question is, with utilizing AI, sometimes I work in a department where we deal with sensitive data that should not leave the department, so to speak, even to a neighboring department or to my colleague in another department. Now, how do I manage utilizing AI with protecting sensitive data?
Hello, Mr. David. Did you get that question? Or should we roll through all the questions and take them one after the other?
Oh, I think he left.
Not on the call. Interesting. He must
Yeah,
have had some network issues. Okay.
okay,
He's
he's
back.
back.
Yes, he's back now. Sure. So, Gift, please, you can go through that again.
Mr. David, can you
Sorry,
hear
my
us?
internet kicked me out. Thank goodness it didn't kick me out in the middle of the presentation. So I saw Gift's hand up. So I was saying, hey, Gift, say your question, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, so I said it, but I can just go over it again. Before I asked my question, I was telling you that I follow your wife on social media, and she really talks about how she bullies you with Aboniki, and I just wanted to share that with you. Then my question is, with utilizing AI, I work in a department that handles very sensitive data that sometimes should not even leave the department to my colleague in another department. So how do I go ahead to leverage AI while maintaining the sensitive data to ensure that it doesn't get leaked or something like that? Like, what's the security in regards to that?
So, Gift, I think he got kicked out yet again.
Yes,
Mr.
I
David,
got
you're back.
kicked out and I'm back again. I don't understand. So I'm trying to close all my tools that I have up. I have so many tools up. So it's probably eating the resources. So go ahead. Sorry for the break.
So, Gift, please, one last time.
Okay, I want to be sure that he's here before I speak.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Unless I get kicked out again.
So firstly, I was saying that I follow your wife on social media. I followed her for quite some years now.
Oh,
And
nice.
I want to share an inside joke of how she bullies you with Aboniki Balm, and also her taking
She
down
does a lot.
of Bourgeois. So yeah, there's that. And secondly, my question is, I work in a department that handles sensitive data, and it is so sensitive that it doesn't have to. Sometimes it's a big problem if someone in another department gets access to that data. And you've spoken about us utilizing AI, like leveraging AI with respect to our work and being more efficient. So how would you say I can leverage AI while maintaining the security of my data?
Good question. So let me quickly answer that. So for thing about AI, right? Just take it as you have a house, right? You have a house with your own data inside that house, right? And this AI is something external, isn't it? You're connecting to it externally and say, hey, look at some data in my house and let me give me some answers. But unfortunately, you don't trust that external person, right? That external person could take your data and go somewhere else, which is the whole idea of security. So what you need is this: your house. First of all, you need to take your house of data, give it to somebody you trust, somebody you trust, and tell that person, hey, you also have AI. Can you take this my house, put it securely, and then get the AI inside my house. Let it look at my house and its data, and then we can use it in a closed way, because we can't afford the $2 billion or $10 billion to build our own AI, right? And what is that house? That is Microsoft, that is Google. So Google and Microsoft have their own AI, and they can house, they already have your house. If you're using Outlook, you're using Teams, yes, your data is in Microsoft. If you're using Google, all the Google platform, your data is in Google. So you can basically get Google to basically secure that house, that security, and then you use AI within the house. So for Microsoft, it's Copilot. For Google, it's Gemini that's inside the house. So if you do want to use it, that's how you would use it. You would have to go through Microsoft, through Google, or you could build something for yourselves with another third-party service. So you could go to OpenAI and have a closed system, with OpenAI being the AI inside that closed system, or Anthropic or Claude or all those other ones. Now, those are for larger organizations. The cheapest, fastest way for you to start using AI is to either use Google platform or Microsoft platform, and they will be pretty secure. Does that help, Gift?
Yes, yes, it does. Thank you.
Which one do you
very
think
much.
you'll go with? Which one do you think you guys will go with?
So we use Google and Microsoft, so it's either going to be a Copilot or Gemini.
Yes.
Personally, I already use Copilot, so I think I'll just stick with that.
Exactly. So your Copilot then has to be given access to that data. If they don't want to give Copilot access to that large data, that's fine. If they do, they do, and then it's secure that way. All right. But it won't be as powerful as the one I'm using, for example, that's external, which I mean, it's just open, everything's open to it. So Copilots will always check and revise and see, is this thing safe for us to add or not to add? And they will do that security for you. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Gift. And you can do a selfie of this and post it on Twitter and say, talk to my wife, say, see your husband, I was whatever, she'll respond. At me as well. Do a screenshot.
Okay,
Hi,
I'll do
Folake.
that.
Hi, Folake. How are you?
Hello, David. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. Can you hear me clearly, first of all?
I can hear you. I can't see you, and I don't like the fact that it's only me with video. Everybody has refused to share their video. If I was there physically, wouldn't I see all of you guys? Huh? Just holding yourself.
Okay, I will definitely share my video because I've enjoyed this session so much. Thank you very much for the session. So my question is the communication aspect or angle of productivity. So for example, just using the Eisenhower matrix, for example, so maybe I have a project at work, it's very important, it's very urgent. However, I see that I won't be able to make the deadline, or something like that. Just, I would love you to maybe speak a bit on the communication. Like, do I give maybe my boss a heads up or, so that's one. Okay. Do you want to go ahead or I can ask the second question?
Let me answer the first one. So the first thing you should do is immediately go to your boss. Immediately go to your boss and say, this is the challenge I have. Now, sometimes that challenge are other things other people have given you. So say, this is a challenge I have. I've checked, I need at least 20 hours to complete this task. This is how I'm broken down. Show the steps of this, how I've broken down the challenge, the steps that I need to complete this. I've also kind of asked one or two of my colleagues to see if they're ready to kind of take some things off me, but unfortunately they are not. I know you said you need this tomorrow, but this is how I can make it happen tomorrow. If you can approve this, and this, and maybe one or two people to join me, right? He may shout and may say stuff, but he will shout now, and then you will solve your problem later. If you wait till the end and you don't submit, which is what most people do, they wait till the end and say, I just couldn't do it. That is terrible. So get your beating. I won't say it's not physical beating. Get your beating early, right? And then find a solution with your boss, who will basically be able to call your other supervisor and say, please, can you hands off Folake? She is on this project, and I need Taufik. Taufik, can you come? I know you're busy on that, but don't worry, hold on. Can you come and support? He will provide, or she will provide a solution for you. So definitely reach out. And then that's another lesson. When you accepted the job in the first place, you should have, when people say, please do this for me, don't say yes. Say, can I get back to you in like 30 minutes? Try the habit of not saying yes. No, I need to say yes, but I just want to, these are the tasks I'm doing. Which of these tasks should I stop doing? Just tell your boss, these are the tasks. Which of these tasks can I stop doing so I can actually start with this task? And like, they will now like, I mean, so maybe I can get back to you in 30 minutes. I can talk to my supervisor that I'm working on these other tasks to see if they are able to kind of hold on for this task so I can do this very important task for you. Is that okay? Can I get back to you in 30 minutes? Yes. So don't say yes instantly. That's the problem. Say yes, 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 yes. And then you stay in the office till 12 midnight doing what? Busy work. Okay, what's the other question? On mute.
Oh, thank you so much on that. Yeah. Secondly, again on productivity, like I want to know, how can you balance? Okay, let me just give you an example, maybe to give you some context. So I'm someone that likes to give a lot of details because I'm an energy analyst, market analyst, project analyst, and all of that. So recently I had like a media engagement with a journalist, and he asked some questions that I needed my input on, and he kept on specifying, I want brief, brief, brief. He specified it like 3 times, but I have so much information that I want to give that I ended up giving like, I don't know, long paragraphs for all his answers. And when the article comes out, he just uses like one-liner. So I don't know, how do you balance that?
How do you what? How do you?
How do you, like, how can I cut my tendency to overanalyze and just give him what he's asking, you know?
Okay, so it's a mindset thing, and I'm a details person as well. That's where AI comes in. That's where AI is perfect, right? AI is perfect for you. Type your detail, which is called contextual, and tell the AI, please put this in 1 sentence. Do you notice what I said to the AI? I said, can you summarize it in bullet points, right? And then what you need to now start learning is how to write in bullet points. So you've written all these stories. How do you write in bullet points? And if you read your writing, you see a lot of them, I'll call it fluff. You have to kind of learn what's the core message in each and every single sentence. There will be one word, usually a verb, 1 or 2 words. So if you look at all your sentences, pull out those 1 or 2 words. If you want to do it manually, each sentence, pull out, and some sentences you don't even need it at all. So pull out those keywords or key phrase from your long write-up. You will probably now see duplication where you're writing and you're referring back to what you wrote before inside that same thing. So then you eliminate those duplications and then you have a shorter form. But you need to start learning how do you shorten things, and you have an excellent tool, AI, to help you. So when AI summarizes it, look at the summary, learn. Summarize again, look at the summaries and learn. But what you have is that engineering mindset. You don't want to leave anything out in case you don't want to leave anything out. So just tell them there's a summary, right? In the heading, you just say summary. And then your nice attached document, you can attach it, say, click for more details. But you do need to learn how to summarize. Try learning with AI. Try looking at the keywords in your sentences, put them together, and see how you can then use those keywords to now rephrase a short sentence or 2. All right?
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone. We've actually overshot our time for quite some minutes. So I'm sure everyone has a lot of questions to ask going forward. That's why if you can see my screen, you can see David Brown's Instagram, social media.
Black and white picture. I don't recognize it, but okay.
You can see his social media handle. So you can always go follow him on any of these handles, ask him a lot of questions that might be very important to you. And I'm sure he'll be always open to answer you, give you very, very good answers. I was supposed to do this beforehand, but I think we wanted to go dive into the session straightforward. So I'll just go straight to announcements. I know there's going to be a very, very important announcement that's going to be made courtesy David Brown. We're having a training session coming up, but I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. I'll leave it to the facilitator to talk more about that. So for announcements, just give me a few minutes. Perfect. Okay, so we're having a technical meeting coming up towards the end of this month. It's on the 26th of May by 5 p.m. We would like all of you to be there. It's going to be in person at the Capital Club in VI. So apart from that, there's also, as I said before, there's a very big announcement coming up, and I won't let the cat out of the bag. I'll leave it to David Brown first to let the cat out of the bag. So Mr. David, please, you can let the cat out of the bag so that you can just let the excitement go.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if Adewumi wants to go. I want to get my colleague in so she can talk about it. Adewumi, are you here? She's one of my bosses. I have many bosses. Hi, Adewumi Olabisi. Are you here? So, Adewumi is not here.
If they are not there, maybe I can just give a little bit of snippets around it. But I think it would have been better said by your team members.
Okay, yes, but I'll try and get her here. But go ahead, and I'll buttress your points.
All right. So D Brown Consulting has been very, very gracious to give SPE a very mega discount to make sure that all these things we've learned today, we need to put it into practice. We're going to be having an 11-week intensive training on Power BI, Excel, PowerPoints, and majorly the Microsoft Word suite. It's going to be a certificate at the end of the day. So you might want to stick into looking through our social media channels to see the announcements coming up. I'm sure everyone would love to be there. It's going to be very, very insightful. I'm sure you gain one or two things from this session. And just imagine what you gain for 11 weeks of exposure to D Brown and his associates. It's going to be great and it's going to be mind-blowing. So at this point, I'll leave it to D Brown. Then we can just put up our details for membership registration. If you want to be a member of SP and you want to get more of these benefits going up, you might just want to sign up. The membership renewal and registration form is going to come up in the screen after Mr. David just gives a little bit of insight to that training we talked about. So, Mr.
All right.
David.
So yeah. So it's. I mean, I think isn't there financial modeling as part of it too?
Yes, financial modeling as well.
Yes, you have financial modeling. You have all sorts of wonderful things that you're going to learn. And then you have a lot of capstones to do, which means you're going to have projects that you need to complete. Now, as I said, what I would like you to do is bring your AI with you as part of that training, right? So bring your AI with you as well. So that will be help you understand the more modern way to work. We're going to do is going to be a lot of technical stuff. Lots of technical things that you need to know. But what I've given you today is more general, just general stuff of how do you think, how do you work, how do you become productive at work, right? So there's a Power BI, to me, is a visualization when it comes to visualization and working with data. So you're going to be able to automate, you know, those Maestro things I talked about, most of those things you're going to go through. Financial modeling, in fact, I think we're known as one of the top financial modeling shops in West Africa, really. And loads of people that are modelers, they either came in directly through us or indirectly through us, right? And we're going to borrow from the Financial Modeling Academy, which is a big program that we have twice a year, which also has a certificate at the end, a certification program with the Financial Modeling Institute. I don't think the certification program is not part of that. It's very, very expensive certification, but you would have the skills to be able to go and do those exams yourself, right? And then there's the communities. Make sure you join. We have a meetup community, Microsoft Fabric Nigeria. When it comes to data, you need to understand Microsoft is going through this Microsoft Fabric. Every month we do free sessions sponsored by D Brown Consulting and sponsored by Credit Direct. So we do a free session, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the third Saturday of every month, right? So it's absolutely free. You just need to Google Microsoft Fabric Nigeria, join the group, and you attend free. We have many other free services as well that would augment this, and you join a community, right? Once you join, let me give you another secret to get the best out of this program. Make sure you have an accountability buddy or buddies. Pick one or two people, preferably, let's say two, so you're a group of three, and then you hold yourselves accountable. So anything you're learning, you need to kind of practicalize it to your work, practicalize it. And just say that three of you are holding yourselves accountable throughout the program. Make sure you do that. I think that's an excellent way to build relationships and as well as keep things in your head. Let me give you an unfortunate statistic. 80% of what people learn from trainings, especially any training that's beyond 1 week, they forget. 80% disappears from their head after a few months. And the reason for that is they do not practicalize it. They don't kind of build a framework around it or a capstone around it. So please let that not be you. And the best way to solve that is have an accountability bodies that hold you accountable. So looking forward to seeing you in the academy, and thanks a lot to your society for being really forward thinking in creating this. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Mr. David. Honestly, I've had a very, very slow time today. I've learned a lot. I didn't know you could do a lot of that with Microsoft Word and Small Body applications, and I'm sure there's still a lot to learn more. And I look forward to the training sessions coming up. Thank you very much, Mr. David. Now, this training session is going to be limited only to SPE Lagos members. So if you're not a member of SPE Lagos, I wonder what you're waiting for. There's this and many other blockbuster events coming up. At the 31st of this month, they're going to have the Lagos Energy Week. which encompasses the Energy Cup. It's going to be sports competition, football, tennis, archery, and lots of other games to be played and lots of gifts to be won. Also, as part of
Chimezie, sorry to interrupt. You said energy, wellness. I'm sure.
Yes, so the Energy Cup is actually part of the Wellness Week, actually. So
Okay.
the Wellness Week is going to straddle all through 7 days. Then on the final day, we're going to have the Energy Cup as well, right? And other fun activities going to be there on that day. It's going to take place at Ikoyi, but more information will be given through our social media platforms. Also, as Mr. David has already let the cat out of the bag, as we're launching that training session, we're also going to be launching our study groups. So you can have your accountability partners, people that are learning with you, so you can be able to share your knowledge and also be able to keep up with stuff outside of the classroom. So these are all perks that are unique just to members. So you really need to be a member to enjoy these and many other things coming up this month and next month. So at this point, I will hand over to Odion so we can have photographs and we'll leave here. So if you've been hiding from turning on your cameras, this is the time to turn on your cameras. So Odion, please take over. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, David Brown. Thank you, Chimezie. It's now for Chimezie. Can you stop sharing, please? Can we put on? Okay, please put on your camera. Put on your camera so that we quickly take the group pictures. Thank you. Thank you.
Now I'll see people by force.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you for being participatory. Very nice. Well done.
Thank you, everyone. Please turn on your camera. If you're Lua, turn on your camera. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. As you turn on your camera, can you garnish your face with a bit of smile? Good. If you need to quickly.
Yes, I hope you're not driving. Okay, that's on the right hand side of the car.
Okay. Okay. If you're driving, please pull over. Yeah? Thank you. Except you are not the one driving. You've been driven by somebody. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's quickly smile. I'm clicking right away. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Yes. I'm clicking right away. We'll go to the next page and see how many people have turned on their cameras here. Okay. Chimezie, I'll come back to first page again and do these. Let's quickly do the thumbs up when I say SPE. When I say SPE, you say solutions, people, and what's the E for energy? Yeah, solutions, people, energy. SPE.
Solutions, people, energy.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I'm good here. Chimezie, over to you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Odion. Thanks a lot, Odion. All right. Finally, you might want to follow us on our social media pages so you can get some of all these events that are coming up. There's LinkedIn page. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, so you can have a recap of some of these things that have been said today and some other sessions as well. So from me, from everyone at SPE, thank you for joining today, and we'll call this a day. Hope to see you at the next session. Bye.